Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, this new week is upon us. Thanksgiving week. What is Bitcoin going to do? And is all the predictions from Plan B, from many others, are they going to be correct or not correct? Let's discuss. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Sunday night, or maybe it's Monday morning for you. Let's see here. So I noticed that some people in the chat are starting to get salty. And this always happens when the expectation is, yes, Bitcoin can only go up and never come down. And I know a lot of people is under the impression that Bitcoin has to hit 98,000 by the end of November. I would love to see that, and Plan B predicted it, right? But history doesn't always repeat. It tends to rhyme, but doesn't always repeat. But this morning, someone asked an interesting question, and or maybe a statement, and this person said, "You know, George, I believe every single Thanksgiving week, Bitcoin dips, right?" So I decided to look at it this morning, and sure enough, 2018, 2019, 2020, and I'll show you that in a little bit, they did dip, and pretty significantly. However, if you look at December 17 or November 17, 2017, it didn't. Although it did dip slightly, and that may be what we're seeing right now. However, if this week turns out to be, let's say, a correction week for some reason, and we do see a dip, well, then a lot of the fractal patterns that we have seen, based on a lot of people's technical analysis, well, it kind of goes out the window. But that does not mean that the bull run is over. No. It just means that the fractal patterns that has been so accurate has now just been invalidated. And it could indicate that this lengthening cycle, this narrative from many others that talks about how the Bitcoin top is not going to come in at the end of the year. It's not coming in December. It's going to come in sometime in 2022. Well, that makes more sense if that's the thing, because all the fractal patterns right now are looking at what happened in 2017 when Bitcoin topped in December, right? So what I have here is the 2017 chart on the 4-hour scale. So I wanted to see what happened with Bitcoin. Okay, so this is, so we're at 21st right now. So you look at here. So at the beginning of November 21st, 2017, Bitcoin was at 8,300. And that day, it dipped down to about 78, about 78, 77, 84, right? And throughout the whole Thanksgiving week, it was pretty flat, although for the most part, it went down a little bit. And then, boom, right here, November 25th. That's Thanksgiving, I believe. Yes. And that's when things went on a terrific run. So just zooming in here, let's take a look, because when you look at this and you zoom out, you think, okay, well, this is just flat, but not really. So you look at November 21st, starting from the top, about 8,300, and then it dips down, right, about right here, about 7,800. That's a 6% dip. And then from that point on to this point, right, was around 6%. So it did dip a little bit, but overall it's flat, right? Kind of like what happened this week so far, right? We had a little dip. We recovered up, almost back up to 60,000, right? But then from 60,000 down to where we are, we had a few percent dip. So kind of like what happened in 2017. But what's more important is not what happened during Thanksgiving week, because Thanksgiving week, we know, low volume, a lot of people is traveling, visiting their families, taking vacations, whatever, right? So this week, probably, we're not going to see much movement. But what comes afterwards, that is what is really, really exciting. Because starting from November 25th, that's when Bitcoin went from a low of 8,200. And then we had a little volatility here, but if you zoom out, you'll know that, yeah, it went from here all the way up there to 20,000, right? So this could be that week, right? Where we have a little dip like what we're seeing now. We go sideways, we go flat until Thanksgiving hits, and that's when we can start going up, right? But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, because what are the chances that Bitcoin is basically following 2017 to a T? But right now, that's what it seems like. But again, if we have a lengthening cycle, and obviously the environment is very different, we may not mimic it one for one, all right? Though there are some charts that indicate that we are basically mimicking one for one. So here's one from Allen, which compares 2017 and 2021, right? Around this time frame, basically a week off. And you're looking at RSI, stochastic RSI, this little dip in mid-November, and then what comes afterwards, right? So this is indicating that the cycle peak is going to be in December, just like 2017. And same thing with Tech Dev, all his comparisons, fractal comparisons from 2017, 2013, 2021, right? They're all based on the fact that Bitcoin will top out in December, roughly mid-December, because that's when they topped out before, right? But again, if this Bitcoin cycle is meant to continue on and go into 2022, well, then it's not going to top out in December, right? So the fractal pattern shouldn't align, because we're going to have more of a steady climb up rather than a parabolic up, right? So at some point, it's not going to be like one for one. But right now, it's uncanny how closely this current run is with 2017. But anyways, I just want to lead with that, because I see it in the chat. Like, oh no, why do we go down in this? And, everyone, or not everyone, a lot of people, there's the miserable people that really, that over leverage or doesn't have enough exposure, or is too overexposed. They're kind of getting salty. They want to spread FUD, right? But this is not time. This is not time for that. I mean, another thing that tells you this is not time for that is there's a lot of altcoins, including the ones I talked about this morning, that are still doing fantastic. Solana is having a good day at 5%. Avalanche is having a good day at 4%. Crypto.com is having an amazing day at 30%, right? And you have Elrond that's having an amazing day at 14%. And a lot of these are barely down 1 to 2%. Okay, Cosmos having a good day. Theta is in the green, right? You got Flow, Olympus, I'm not even aware of who they are. IOTA's up, Harmony's up. I love Harmony, right? Zcash, some of the privacy coins. Stacks is up. So, again, if you're feeling it, you're thinking like, oh, okay, this again, right? Take a step back, zoom out. And if we have history on our side, well, this is very good. Because if history is right, yeah, we're going to have that stagnant week. Maybe we go down a little bit. But come Thanksgiving and afterwards, that's when things get very exciting. So we only have a few days. And then we'll see what comes of it. All right. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, there's really all the news that was covered was already covered. So I'm just going to spend majority of the time doing what you guys love, and that is Q&A. So let's do it. All right. Cosmic Church says, yeah, so we can expect nothing to happen until the first week of December. Or no, it could be later this week. But yeah, pretty close. I'd like to remind you guys, in 2017, things moved very, very quickly. Very, very quickly within a month. Basically, starting from Thanksgiving week on, things went crazy, right? So we could be saying that, or maybe we don't, okay? But the landscape is very different. We know that institutions have changed the game in 2021, and no one could argue the worldwide attention and awareness and the new narrative for Bitcoin being digital gold. None of that changed, right? I mean, we still have all those things. We still have these big boys that are buying Bitcoin instead of gold, right? So, again, anyone that's really fearful about, whether or not we hit 98,000, which seems to be a common theme, right? If we hit it, great. If we don't, it's okay. But there's so many people that's trying to gang up on this, like, oh, if somehow we don't hit 98,000, that the bull run is over. That's complete nonsense. All right. Jack and Beanstalk says, sell ADA right before the DEX goes live. I totally disagree with that. Cardano is one of the worst movers of the big caps. And I do believe the only thing holding it back is the fully working DEX. Just look at Elron. Elron is doing very good today and this whole entire month because of the DEX and because yield farming, right? Yield farming works. Increases TVL, locks in tokens, gets people to stop doing stupid things like panic selling, right? So Cardano needs something like that. And I do believe that Sunday swap, when they're done, will be very positive indeed. Salted Kappa chance. All right. What else? I like turtles. Okay. Tickle Bear, why are you telling me about JRNY and how he, I don't know, he got so much hate for banning Discord, blah, blah. I don't care about that. I don't know why you're bringing it up on this channel. KuCoin, Algorand, Wax, CRO, or Cody? Are you asking that so you can only choose one, or you could choose all of them? Because I think they're all pretty terrific projects. Cody is the only one that's being held back because of Cardano. But KuCoin I love the exchange. They're doing very well. Algorand is also doing well. Wax, of course, they're an NFT play. I picked them up, a little bit more of them recently, and CRO, of course, Crypto.com. I picked up some CRO recently too. I think they're all go do pretty well. Have you checked out the liquidity pool on VExchange yet? I'm new to DeFi. Do you think this project is promising for VeChain? It has been out for a while. I did not check out their liquidity pool. I don't know how many people staked in it, but let's take a look. Let's see if it shows up. So farm. Let's see if it shows up. Ooh, 100% APY. But no, this is staking here. Pool, add liquidity. How much? It doesn't tell you how much. Maybe it's I don't have a wallet connected. That could be. But I don't know. I don't know how much. Usually DEXs tell you the liquidity right off the bat, but this one doesn't. So, but anyways, this is the first one that's on VeChain that actually is a fully fledged AMM. So it's only going to help VeChain in the long run. And there's going to be more. That's just one project. There's many more that's coming out. Alien Worlds in the top 15 on CMC gaming tokens. Low cap haven't moved. Yes. But what makes tokens like this not move for being such a popular game? Well, it always comes down to token economics. It could be very popular, but if it doesn't have a really good, I guess, strategy in terms of making people hold a token and utilize them, then they're not going to go up. I mean, their thing got really skewed from the beginning, but yeah, since then they have not moved. But overall, they're still 429 million. And are they really as widely used as you say? Because right now, if you look at circuit supply, you look at token economics, about 25% of the total supply. And the total supply is only about half of max supply. So if you look at it that way, it's only about 12% of the total max supply is out, right? I'm guessing they're reserving it for NFT stuff, but usually it will come down to is token economics. At one point in Bitcoin's life will be denominated in Satoshis as in price. Want to become a thing at some point. Yeah, as Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger, then people, they're going to probably equate things to Satoshis, not Bitcoins, right? It makes more sense. It's more divisible as Bitcoin gets bigger. So at some point, yeah. What about block and sand? I like sand, but block not so much, and I like Decentraland better than both. Do you think earning interest on cash by holding a stable coin on a lending platform like BlockFi and Celsius? Yeah, a lot of people do it. A lot of people make a lot of money just earning passive income. With USDT, you get up to 9.5 APY in BlockFi, as you guys see the banner there, right? That's a lot. That's a lot. Another stable coin's about 9%. It's the same thing with Celsius. So if you want, if you're holding cash, remember I said about holding 20, 25, 30% cash? That cash doesn't mean it has to be USD. It could be USDC. It could be USDT. It could be Gemini dollars. It could be BUSD, right? Just some kind of form of stablecoin where it doesn't move with the market. And then you could stake it or you deposit it into someone like BlockFi and just earn 9% APY, right? Way better than not earning it, let's say, right? So why not? Is it safe to stake $100 in USDC in Crypto.com at 12% APY? Well, Crypto.com is definitely a big exchange. I don't know what the stipulations are for 12%, whether or not you have to lock it in for a certain time. But they are a big, legit exchange. Let's just put it that way. Now, I don't know the details. I know like someone like BlockFi and Celsius, they do have pretty good custodians with insurance. I don't know how Crypto.com is with their staking though. Can you check out Spartan Protocol since just launched V2 and Binance considering adding them? I've seen them before. They're a DeFi play on Binance Smart Chain. So I checked them out way a long time ago. Really nice name, Sparta. Yeah, the thing is though, they have no traction whatsoever. And I believe Spartan Protocol was also hacked before, which is what made them lose kind of like their momentum. So yes, they have the liquidity pool, synthetic assets, lending, right? And it's part of their V2. And it's by Binance Smart Chain. I remember this project. Unfortunately, it seems like just no one is paying attention to them. Let's see. Xavier. Thoughts on DeFi tokens like Sushi and Balancer? Sushi, unfortunately, just never can get out of Uniswap shadow. And Balancer, I'm not so familiar with them, so I can't really comment on them. But Sushi, I know for sure, is just like it can't get out of Uniswap shadow, even though they're multi-chain and they have a few other little features here and there, but they just can't do it. Let's see. Good time to buy Cadena? Well, it has been hovering. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, it did drop down a little bit. Recently, I think it got down as low as 15, climbed back up to 18, then went up above 20, 21. Now they're down a little bit, right? Right now, I think they're just in that building mode. They were very pumped up, and I still believe that they have a good future. But right now, they're taking a little breather. But I do think, I do think that DCA into KDA could be a good time. V Exchange USD value stake to 15.83 million. That's too low. Micah, yeah, thanks for sharing, but that needs to be a lot higher, right? It needs to be in the billions to have an effect. So it's a work in progress, but yeah. VeChain right now, we're really based on supply chain B2B, but if they concentrate more on B2C, that definitely will help. What do you think about Cardano getting a Bitstamp? Nothing. No one uses Bitstamp. That's Cardano's already on every major exchange, so that is not going to cause anything. How can mass adoption be implemented during this horrendous time in the world? Thanks, George, for never spreading FUD. Well, you tell me, why can't it? This horrendous time in the world, if you're talking about the pandemic, this is what made Bitcoin grab all the attention, because fears of inflation and distrust in Federal Reserves, right? Just printing out unlimited amount of money. And it brought a lot more attention to Bitcoin and crypto and DeFi. So it's the opposite of what you're saying, Aaron. And it will only continue. It will only continue. When would you buy Sunday Swap when available? Yeah, but they said 2 weeks. They said 2 weeks for their DEX, and it's been 2 weeks and no DEX. So I don't know if they overpromised, right? So we have to see. What do you think about UST staked on Anchor Protocol 1.67? Why would you stake something for 1.67%? That doesn't make any sense. That's way too low. Why is Cake so stagnant? Do you think it's still do a 5 to 10x? Yeah. Overall, they haven't been moving. But to be honest, no DEX really has been moving. You look at Uniswap, it has not moved. Sunday Swap, obviously, well, no, not Sunday Swap. But if you look at, say, Quick Swap or Sushi Swap, none of the DEXs are really moving right now. What's more moving is, the chains that they're on, right? But the DEXs themselves seem to not get as much attention because I think a lot of that money flew into metaverses now because metaverses are getting so hot right now. Are you familiar with Power Ledger? Yes. I used to like them, not anymore. They got added on Coinbase recently, but power trading, energy trading, not available in all countries. And green energy, I know they're into it, but not a very sexy thing. Ernesto asked about Pulse Chain. I would sell that in a heartbeat and not get into it. Anything created by you-know-who is not trustworthy and a scam. Let's see. Let's see here. Can you check out Relay DeFi Bridge? Their tech is good. Single staking. Sorry, sometimes I just laugh because there's hidden comments and I'm laughing at those. Not appropriate. All right, what's up with this? It's a bridge. Cross-chain transfers on world's top blockchain using Relay's fast, secure chain bridge. Supported chains, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain. Okay, all the major ones. Our partners, okay. Okay, so it's a bridge, and they have their own DEX. And TVL is not bad. 230. I mean, not 230. That's total fees. TVL 35 million. Okay. The problem is with something like this is again, you don't need Relay tokens to use this app. So this falls into like those useful things, but you don't need Relay, right, to use this. So that's the problem. That's why a project like this tends not to do very well. So, but it seems like it's pretty good in terms of you want a useful cross DEX. That reminds me a lot like Rubik. Rubik also, I did a segment with them recently, and their DEX is amazing. Yeah, again, they're not doing well either, but their cross-chain bridge is fantastic. They have all the tokens out there. So you can see here, like every single chain, and they have a new one here. What is this? Mover? I don't even know. This is Oh, this is Moon River. They even added Moon River, but like, look at all this, right? This is amazing cross chain DEX. Okay, Rubik. But the thing is, you don't need Rubik to use it. So that is why Rubik is not going up. It's as simple as that. So, so again, it comes down to token economics, right? If you have a really useful product, but no one really needs to buy your token and use it and hold it, then it's not going to move, unfortunately. But you could use it. You could use it for sure. Have I looked into Curito? I am meaning to look at that. That is something that's on my plate. In Top Shot, I sold moments for significant profits. I hold moments that if I were to sell now, I would be able to realize losses to offset some of those gains. Thoughts around taxes and NFTs. I don't know how NFTs are looked at, but I'm assuming it's the same as any other item, like collectibles, right? Like if you sell, you make profit. Okay, you report you lost. You could use that as a deduction, right? So I'm thinking that with these Top Shot NFTs, it's exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. Should I buy more CRO now or wait for a dip? Well, we recently had a dip, so now it's on the next leg up. But you know what? It could continue or it could take a breather. When it's up 30% today, so it's probably going to take a breather soon, right? But it did hit as high as 80 cents. So CRO is definitely on a path to $1 at this point, right? And they could even go higher. So they already flipped many projects, but they could be going to top 10 soon. Avalanche is definitely going to top 10 soon. Both Avalanche and Crypto.com going to be in the top 10, and Luna should follow them soon. I'm neutral. Carlos, I'm neutral on Hedera. So, I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on them. All right. New member, welcome. Sell your Shiba and Doge to buy Cadena. I think that's a pretty good idea. What do you think about Wonderland? Staking platform on top of Avalanche. You know what? That's a... what was it? Wonderland? Hey, they're doing pretty well. Over the last 12 months, solid growth. And last 30 days, okay. Relatively small market, 282 million. Oh man, I hate that. I hate that cat. That's for sure. Okay, I don't like this. 94,000 APY. I mean, I can't get behind that. Anything that promises that you guys can't see because my camera's covering it. But to the next to the right of this treasury balance, it says current APY 94,874%. So yeah, here we go. There's something wrong with this. There's something very, very wrong with this. So I'm going to get off this project ASAP. Atlas, I think we're still waiting for Atlas. You know, their metaverse space game. Their NFTs are selling pretty well, but I don't know about the game itself. Very hyped up. Very hyped up. I know that. Telcoin. You know what? I don't know what to think about Telcoin anymore. Ever since they bought the bank in the U.S., right? They kind of just gone flat. I mean, you can see they had a huge spike here, and now they're basically down to where they started. Unfortunately, they lost all momentum. They seemed like they were doing very good in remittance. You know, they were going to do great things with their bank, but I don't know what happened to them. So I hope they can come back. I think being a remittance service is important, but a lot of crypto is in that space, right? Do you think AI tokens have a future? I'm not a fan of AI tokens. Most AI tokens right now are just data marketplaces, so they're okay, but yeah. Veracity, I think it's okay, but just not doing so well these days. The reason for holding Relay is you stake it to earn 100% bridge fees generated. You pay, but the thing is, those bridge fees is probably not next to nothing. So, and if you stake it, you're getting a percentage of what you're staking from the community. So again, using chains like Avalanche, Matic, and Moonriver, their fees are so low. So that's why it's not going up. You asked why it's not going up. That's the reason why it's not going up. Serum is dropping like crazy. Price prediction. I don't know. Price prediction. Serum should not be dropping like crazy. 30 days. Yeah. DEXs overall to 90 days is a big drop. DEXs overall just not doing well. They're just not. Right? None of the DEXs are doing well. Right now, most of the I guess the pumps are happening with metaverses and L1s. So that could explain it. Same deal with Radium, Mango, someone just asked, right? I don't think any of them are really doing well. Let's see Mango. I think it's Mango, this one. Yeah, they haven't done well. Yeah, I'm curious about Trader Joe, because Trader Joe I just covered this morning is the biggest DEX now out there, but it doesn't show their token price. Yeah, for Trader Joe it doesn't show. Is it just? Yeah, it doesn't show. I'm curious about them. Zilliqa, they're okay. They're just not gaining any momentum right now. Gaining momentum or having a network effect is very, very important, because you could have the best project out there and it doesn't have network effect or growth, then it's not going to move. And Zilliqa, unfortunately, seems to be one of those projects. And Avalanche does have it. Price prediction, 5 to 10x, right? Let's see how high Bitcoin goes. Everything will be a multiplier of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin multiplier is 3x from here. Something like Avalanche could do 5, 6x, right? So we have to see where Bitcoin is going. Scallop, I have no idea. No idea what that is. All right. I think that's it. PDEX. Again, I just got done talking about DEXs. DEX is just not really doing well right now. PDEX is not doing well either, right? Because, when it comes down to it, DEXs you can use, but you don't need to use the underlying token for it. So overall, that's why I don't think they're not doing very well. All right, guys, that is it. Hey, you know what? This week, let's see what happens. If we happen to follow history, right? That means that this week should be flat, just like 2017, right? And we could get jump started right afterwards. And you know what? Follow these fractal patterns that you guys have been seeing for quite some time between 2017 and 2021. But if it doesn't follow it, does that mean that all hope is lost? No, it does not. It just means that, hey, it's been invalidated. The cycle is different. The money is different. Okay? The lengthening cycle may be here. So if Bitcoin does top in December and it tops in March of 2022, of course things are going to be off a little bit. But still, we still have time, and we'll see. We'll see which scenario it is. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.